Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at Jurassic World Evolution, which is the new dinosaur park management simulator game, whatever you want to call it, developed by Frontier. So they obviously made Planet Coaster, so pretty high hopes coming into this. I was a big fan of Planet Coaster and lots of people were, so hoping for good things. So let me get this out of the way first. If you like dinosaurs and you like park management games, then you will like Jurassic World Evolution. You can stop watching, you can go and pick it up. If you're into both those things, you'll have a blast, especially if you're into the dinosaur side of it. Can't recommend it enough as someone who's a huge Jurassic Park fan and has been for a long time. This is a really nice product. Go pick it up, you won't regret it. But if you want a bit more detail, let's go into it and have a look. So like I said, it's really detailed. The dinosaurs look incredible, super high quality. The game itself just looks really good. It runs really well, so I'm running it. This is at medium settings at 1080p, and it's running pretty much 60 FPS with some drops into the 40s. But you know, I'm recording at the same time, so that kind of takes some overhead too. And have about 30 Chrome tabs open, so that probably doesn't help. But yeah, runs really smooth, looks great. Dinosaurs especially look amazing. Nailed the feel of it and the look of it as well, especially with the soundtrack as well. It feels very Jurassic-y. Doesn't feel like a cash in or a cash grab at all. It feels legit, which is really cool. So the gameplay loop you're looking at is you start with one island, and there's 4 other islands that are locked to start with, but as you get a higher island score, you start unlocking the next ones. You can swap between islands once you've got them, so you start on the first one, unlock the second one, and you can kind of move to that second one. You can swap between them too, which is cool, so it's not like you're leaving the island for good. Or you can just stay at the first one for a while, but you do get new fossils from different islands. Getting more islands will mean you can get more dinosaurs, and you can build those dinosaurs at your older islands, which is cool. Obviously you've got to manage your Jurassic Park, as it were. So you're building enclosures, you are building fast food, research centres, power stations, asset containment units, that kind of stuff. And then obviously making your guests happy, growing dinosaurs, keeping your dinosaurs healthy and fed, keeping your guests healthy and fed, and the healthy part being not being eaten. It's somewhat unhealthy to be eaten. So keeping them extremely healthy and fed, and with the appropriate merchandise from the dinosaur shops. And then on the management side, you're also doing research, you're digging up fossils, extracting DNA, building up dinosaur genomes, and then obviously growing them and releasing them into your park. So you start with just one, and then as you go on, you'll get more fossils. And once you've got over 50% of the dinosaur, you are ready to start incubating and grow and then release, or modify and then release. Or you'll want to get more fossils to increase the viability. So low viability means there's a higher chance of it not making it through the incubation stage, which is just a waste of money because you don't get anything back for that. Other things you'll be doing are, say, driving the ACU teams, which are really cool. So you can get them just to kind of manage themselves, give them tasks, and they'll go and do their job. Or you can take control of their cars or helicopters, and you can medicate dinosaurs, refill feeders, which is really cool. You can really get up close with the dinosaurs. And you've got a bit of limited control, take photos, that kind of stuff, which is really cool. Again, just shows off the really high detail. Obviously the dinosaurs themselves have their own needs and desires, so they've got food requirements, habitat requirements, social, so they don't want to be too crowded or not crowded enough. It's not hugely detailed, so if you used to play Zoo Tycoon back in the day, it's not like that, where each animal has its own individual, like Dinosaur 1 wants more grass, that kind of stuff. So the individual detail isn't quite as much there, and that's probably something I want to touch on as well. The thing I've noticed the most from playing this first few hours, even though the dinosaurs and buildings, the world itself is very detailed, the actual management detail is, I'm not sure if I'd quite say lacking, but I'd probably want more. So yeah, I probably would say lacking. So just like little things like, if you've got a path, you can't manually curve it, as far as I can tell. It just kind of curves itself if you build it on a curve. And obviously that's not a game-breaking bug or a game-breaking issue. But just like a lot of these little things kind of definitely make it seem not as in-depth as, say, City Skylines or Planet Coaster or something like that. So along with that, the buildings, there's not a ton of those. They look kind of samey, not hugely similar, but they do kind of blend together a wee bit, and there's not a huge variety. When building trees, you can't place trees and stuff individually, you just kind of paint a forest around. So you can't kind of, do like we did back in Zoo Tycoon and say, I want to build this specific tree here and this specific one here. You just kind of paint trees, which is, again, fine. It's not a huge deal. If you're hoping for that really detailed kind of management stuff, then you're not going to find that here. It's the same with guests, so you can't click on guests and view specific guest wants and stuff. There's just a general kind of park overview that will give you the demand for food and demand for water and stuff like that, but not per person. You can definitely tell the UI was built to work on a console really well, which isn't a huge problem. Again, it's not an inherent issue, but just kind of using a mouse and keyboard, you can definitely tell that it was made to be navigated with a D-pad or an analog stick or something. But it works fine, but you'll be jumping out of menus a lot, and it would definitely be probably more efficient if it was built specifically for a mouse and keyboard. But I can imagine this would be pretty good on a console. I think the game itself is priced pretty fair, so I'd call it AA pricing, so it's not a full AAA release price, but it's not like indie price either, so it's $60 here in Canada. I think that's for the deluxe edition. It was like $5 more or something, so $50 or $60 here, whatever your regional equivalent is. And I think that's fair, maybe a bit on the high side just because of the lack of detail in some places, but I think the quality of the production is strong. You haven't had any bugs or anything, depending on your outlook, and it may be worth that or it may not be. I'm definitely hoping they add new stuff when the movie comes out. I'm not sure quite what, obviously, because I haven't seen the movie, don't know what happens, but it'd be cool to kind of have this go with the movie and then maybe see some more stuff in the future. I'd love to see being able to create kind of full hybrid dinosaurs like the Indominus from Jurassic World. You can actually grow the Indominus later on, which I've seen in one of their videos, but I don't think you can kind of just mix and match dinosaurs. You may be able to, I'm not in the end game, so I'm not sure. Fingers crossed, but if not, then I would love to see that in the future as well, being able to just pick a couple of dinosaurs and just throw them together and see what you can do. So yeah, to wrap it up, like I said, if you like management games but maybe don't care for dinosaurs, it's probably not going to be worth the pickup. Things like Planet Coaster and City Skylines offer a lot more in-depth kind of management experience. The novelty, quote unquote, is definitely the dinosaurs. If you're just looking for another management game and don't really care about what the managing is of, then this probably isn't going to be for you. Maybe worth picking up on a sale or something. If you like dinosaurs a lot, it's almost definitely worth it, even if you don't hugely like management games. Because like I said, it's not tough to learn, and there's not a ton of depth. Like if you take Winter City Skylines, it's like, there's a fair amount to figure out and know what's going on. If you love dinosaurs, you can jump in, figure it out pretty fast. And it's pretty accessible, like I said, on consoles as well. But if you like both, so if you like dinosaurs and you also like management games, then this is great. I'm loving it. I've been playing management games for a long time and been watching Jurassic Park for a long time, so this is a great mashup. When I heard it announced a year or so ago, super excited, really happy with it. Unless it takes a really bad drop off the deep end in the next few hours, which I doubt it. I'm really happy, and I'm looking forward to basically playing a lot more as soon as I turn this microphone off. I'm not sure how it compares to the old Operation Genesis. I was a bit too young for that when it came out. I've heard really good things about it. Maybe you guys can let me know how it compares to the older Jurassic Park management game. So yeah, I'd give it a solid recommendation. If you're into anything I said, then you can pick it up. It's on Steam for roughly 60 Canadian dollars or whatever your regional equivalent is, and if you're buying it on console, it's on PS4 and Xbox One as well, which is pretty cool. Normally you don't get these kind of games over there, so it's a good opportunity. Now we'll be putting out another video or two on Jurassic World in the next week or so keep an eye out for those. Let me know if you've got any things you want to see down below relating to the game. I'll be playing this for a while, so any questions or anything, just let me know. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.